Okay, hi everybody. We are back, and this time we are on our boot camp. It's August 28th, 2018, and we are here to kind of share all about the new economy and about digital networking and digital invitations and how to use local networking to increase your odds of achieving and maximizing your success. And I've got lots of stuff to share with you. Now, September boot camp, and here's Adam. So we're going to bring Adam in, and Adam is now promoted to a panelist. Good morning, Adam.
Morning, everyone.
Hey, Adam. All right, we're going to get to some networking here, guys. What I wanted to do was kind of get started here, and we've done that. So I'm going to, I wanted to start, and again, I'm doing a little Zoom meeting and networking coaching. I wanted to start with a big picture like this, rather than just a slide that's in a keynote. So I'm going to now stop the share. And I'm going to go to another share. This time I'm going to share Chrome. Okay. So now I am sharing Chrome with you guys. And here's kind of some of the stuff that I'd like to talk about. We'll get to introductions and everything because there will be people that will be getting to these recordings. Now, you guys have met, but there'll be people that are getting to these recordings. So I want them to hear, your elevator speech for the new economy. And what I really want to cover with you guys today is a few things. One, again, to summarize, that August, this month, boot camp is for quick starts. And it's a kind of a dress rehearsal for September. But I also wanted to point out to you guys that you guys are invited to the masterminds on Tuesdays. So whenever you want, you can either show up for these boot camps on Tuesday mornings if you want, but I don't want you to be overwhelmed either. So, you can also just show up for the 4 p.m., one or the other, or both. You're invited to both. And like with Sunil, I attend both on Wednesdays. I like to go to the 9 o'clock and the 4 because I meet other people and I learn other things, and he covers other things. So just FYI on that. But if you feel like things are getting too much, I just wanted to point out to you that you really have choices on Tuesdays, of course, and still get all the information or the recording. And I'm adding, and Kim doesn't know this either, but I'm adding another open house, which we are now calling Cheers, because that's where everybody learns your name. And that's Thursday mornings, but I'm also going to add another Cheers free open house, and that is Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. And that is for people who are working or want to change jobs and they just can't get away during the week. So let me see if somebody else is here too. Okay, I think we're good. So just you guys will get notifications about a new Saturday. So if you miss one or you can't make one, or one of the keys that I've really been focusing on, and I want to get to both introductions and also any updates on local chamber networking. I've done some local chamber networking since we last talked last week, and I want to hear if any of you guys have had any time to, but I'll update you on that. And then I really want to get to a couple of things that will help us really simplify and expand. That's what I'm really all about, is how can we simplify and expand at the same time? So how do we get down to the core things? And here's a little note about that we're going to have a free open house every Thursday and Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific time for people, like I say, who have jobs. Let's see. And then I'm just to kind of tell you guys what I want to cover today after we do some introductions here. So we get your elevator pitches on the recording is I'm going to do some local networking case study updates. We want to use email. I'm going to show you an email bootstrap, more about that offer. And about using invitations. And I've come up with some really creative ways, I think. Excuse me, I got a cough. 1 second, guys, just a sec. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is how to use digital networking invitations to invite people to your stuff. And your stuff could be your website, your social media, your course, your website, and inviting them to open or go to or schedule or do something with you, okay? But I also want to show you guys how to use digital networking, digital invitations to invite people to group stuff. And I'm going to explain why this is really important. It could be our free Cheers group meetings where everybody learns your name. And then also, why do people attend? Here's a key of how I came to this kind of idea, inspiration, if you will. I asked myself, why do people really attend prospect networking mixers? Why do they do that? Because they want to network. That's why they're there. So when you go to a chamber meeting, you're there with people who went to network. That's what they want. They went to meet people like you. So that's really cool to have that in mind, that they're there to do that. Well, what if you don't connect with somebody? Well, that's one of the cool things that I really have kind of gotten some clarity on, and why it's so important to also have the option of inviting them to group stuff. Because this kind of gives you or anybody a second bite at the apple. Let's say you don't connect with somebody. You meet them at a chamber mixer, but you don't really connect on what you're offering them. Let's say with Adam, if they just weren't ready for solar, okay? Well, why just let that go? Why not use a second bite at the apple to say, well, you came to this mixer to network. I'm your friend. I want to help you get more of what you came here for. So I'd like to invite you to join me for more of what you're looking for, more networking with my group online, where, then I'll stay in touch with you. And that, think about that. I think that's really powerful, because now you can use even old business cards or missed opportunities to go back and invite people to these group open houses. And they're going to thank you, because that's what they're looking for. They wanted more networking. So the other day I was at a mixer and somebody handed me a little flashlight keychain. Didn't have his name on it. It just said State Farm and had the information. And I thought, that, that's nice to give me that gift, but did that really make me and him friends? Or would it have been more powerful if I was at this, mixer to network, and he had invited me to some free networking where I was with him, and I thank him for inviting me? I thought, wow, how much more powerful would that be than just giving somebody, a little something that you hope makes them remember you? I think this is going to be much more memorable. And how to use digital invitations. And then we're going to talk about today about email for bootstrap companies. And I knew you were shopping at them for a CRM system. So I'll show you a little bit more about that. And I'm going to be putting together some LinkedIn networking course homework for the September boot camp. So this is kind of a prelude to that. So that being said, why don't we do a little networking now, just to get everybody's elevator pitch on tape here. So who would like to? Oh, and then as you do, and maybe that'll trigger some more conversation too. is if you give us the elevator pitch. And so let's start with anybody who's done any chamber mixer outreach or contact or anything, even if it's just a first step. I don't care if you've actually made contact, if you've taken any first step. So anybody who's done that, let's have you go first and give your elevator speech and what you have done in terms of local networking, BNI chamber, whatever local networking you've done. Anybody want to go first?
This is Melody. I went to my first chamber meeting last week, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned that. And how did that go?
It went well. Yeah, it was a really fun meeting because it was sponsored by the Whatcom Chamber Symphony. And so I think when I talked about it before, musicians know how to have a good time. They know how to throw a party. So there was catered food and there was live music, and it was really, really fun. Yeah. I really ended up chatting with one person for the duration of it, but it was a really interesting contact. So yeah, it was good.
Okay. I'm just obviously you guys can see I'm taking notes, right?
Melody, you forgot your elevator pitch.
Oh, do I do that first?
You certainly can.
Okay. So my name is Melody Chambers, and after working in human resources for a decade, I am now launching a real estate school, which is designed to help real estate agents become real estate entrepreneurs. And I spent the last 5 years after my 10 years in human resources working as a real estate agent, building my business. And I now own my own real estate firm, and I teach people how to achieve success themselves.
Any comments, guys?
I think it's awesome, but I think when we're doing digital, it's really helpful to add how we connect with you, Melody. How would, if I want to connect and network and collaborate with you, how would I do that?
That's a great question. Probably the best way to reach me is by email right now. My website is still under development. So my current email address is it's Ugo Real Estate. It's the letter U, the letter G, and the letter O, realestate@gmail.com.
So
okay, got a couple of things on that so far is professionals use teleprompters in broadcasting. And so what that means is that is something you guys can create. You could have it on your phone, in your notes on your phone that you can call up. You can have it on your desktop. But if you create your own little teleprompter, and all I mean by that is that you've got your bullet point stories all lined up, and so that you never miss a beat, you never miss an opportunity. Now, obviously you know that you've got to give your contact information, but these are things that sometimes we forget, and I do the same thing. We all forget things. And so if you create a teleprompter that's always go to it, anytime anybody asks you about your elevator pitch, then you go, okay, here it is. Here's the bullet points. Here's how somebody gets a hold of me. So let's do a little homework, and everybody not only take your and also let's call it an elevator speech. I learned that from my own local chamber networking, and I love that. I thought, I don't want to just go, hey, I want you to hear my pitch. That's just not as attractive, I don't think, as, well, I've got a little tight speech. It's an elevator speech. It's really helpful, and it's got some really key points that I think will really help you guys. So yeah, here's my little elevator speech. I have a longer speech. I have a keynote speech, but here's my little elevator speech. So that's just a couple of reactions to that, you guys. Now, before we move on, can I ask you a couple of questions? about your experience at this local chamber and maybe make a couple of suggestions.
Can I ask a real quick question, Mike?
Fire away, sure.
So along the lines of the elevator speech, would you give the exact same bullet points like say you were meeting once a week or once a month or regularly with the same group of networkers, call it a BNI meeting, and a LTIP meeting, or a chamber meeting, would you give basically the same bullet points every time? Or would you mix it up?
Yeah, I'm typing up what my answers. I just want to get it on the screen here for all you guys too. So yes, what I would do is I would take the essence of me and my offer, who I am, my personal branding, what my offer is, whatever the essence of that is. I would give that core first as a little mini speech, but I would look at it as an invitation, even though it's misspelled. I think you guys know what I'm trying to do here. An invitation to do something, okay? That an invitation to get more of you. That could be an invite to open social media, look at a link, to chat with you, Adam, to meet with you, to learn more, or any other thing that you can currently invite them to. For example, I haven't changed the core of me just because I've added a Saturday morning cheers meeting that I now am inviting people to. And so I still want to help them get clients with digital invitations and digital networking. But now my invitation is that you can join me on Saturday as well as on Thursday mornings for free. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So let's think more about this keyword. This is a keyword that really has become more important to me. The more I think about this word, isn't it nice to invite somebody to something? I think that's just so nice to enroll them in something or invite them to open something or come to a meeting or something. So I think we have now a speech about why you're the person that's inviting them to something that's going to benefit them. And then you can have it on a teleprompter. So it's not complicated because you always just, hey, you pull out your little teleprompter and boom, there it is. You always hit those key points, never miss a note, never miss an opportunity, always prepared. Now, before I move on, let me say a couple of things because I've been going to trade shows. I literally attended 1 to 3 trade shows every month for about 15 years. And that's when I kind of got the moniker, the network king, because I just did so much networking. And I made it my mission to meet people. I wanted to know everybody. So why not use that same thing when you guys go to your local chamber networking? Become the person that is known. Oh yeah, she's so cool. She just goes up and introduces herself. She wants to meet everybody. She's just networking with everybody. She's delightful. She's got cool little product, but that's her thing, is just meeting everybody and knowing all the chamber's members. And I would even say that I'm new to the chamber. I just love people. I want to meet everybody. Let me shake your hands. Let me, I know we can't do too much here, but we can swap cards and we can follow up, because there's a couple of things I'd like to invite you to. And maybe it's more networking, even online, or learn more about me and what I have to offer. If I was you guys, I'd try and be a human vacuum cleaner of business cards at chamber meetings. I'd be working the room. In fact, I do it. I literally just go, hey, I only got a second, but let's at least swap cards so we can follow up. But then actually follow up. And that's what I'm going to help you guys with, to not do what so many people do and just, forget it or drop the cards in the basket or whatever. We're not going to do that. We're going to increase the odds of achieving and maximizing success with follow-up. Does that make sense? Or any thoughts or questions about that?
Makes sense?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, who would like to go? Anything else, Melody, from your chamber experience? Or is that
No, I will tell you.
next time? Go ahead.
Yeah, and I just have a question. I would like feedback because I do struggle with how do I present on the radio versus how do I present at a chamber meeting? Is it the same? It's not the
No,
same.
no,
Yeah.
no, it's really not. It's not at all. Um, and so, here's what I'd like to do with you because I would like to get one-on-one with you on that. Okay. And really, even if we do kind of a practice radio recording, and for people who don't know, I have a national radio show, and it's broadcast on about 500 radio stations, a couple hundred across the country. And we use New Money Radio to promote the New Money Media interviews that I am doing for LinkedIn and starting a new LinkedIn group. So if you're interested in that, and anybody who does that immediately achieves the status of as featured on NBC, ABC, CBS, because that gives you great credibility. So that is something that you and I can talk about, Melody, because you're going to be featured on the show. So not only can you and I talk one-on-one about radio, but how that can go into your business cards, your book cover, your as featured on status, and how you can use that in your chamber networking to have that instant credibility.
That sounds awesome.
Okay. So we're going to talk about both the interview, how that's different because it's more direct response. And then also, like you wouldn't talk, I sold $200 million worth of a product with a direct response pitch or speech or whatever you want to call it. Obviously, if I walked into a chamber meeting and started talking to somebody like that, they'd think I was kind of different, right? And so, we have to make our speech in different places that are appropriate. That was totally appropriate for TV. Just like, and some people don't quite understand things like this, that, walking or running up to somebody and smashing into them body to body is appropriate on a football field, but it's not appropriate in a boardroom. So there's, different behaviors that are appropriate in different places. And so, I would really want them to meet the essence of the real in-person Melody at a chamber mixer. But you can't do that digitally. So you have to do it a little bit differently when it's digital, and you have to do it differently yet when it's on TV or radio. So we're going to talk about all that, okay? And kind of help break that down for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, Melody?
Nope, nothing else.
Okie dokie. Anybody else done any chamber networking outreach or reporting or any progress or trial and error or failure? Anything you tried, because it's all about
I got maybe some of both of those, Mike. So
yeah, fire away.
Yeah.
It's all yours, Adam.
yeah. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Adam Farver. I'm a solar engineer. I first got really inspired about solar living off the grid in upstate New York. That's led me into an engineering career where I've designed some of the world's largest solar projects. My latest design is featured on the 2018 International Energy Agency's front cover of their Solar Heat World report. I'm very proud of that. But what I'm really passionate about is working, with homeowners or other businesses that want to incorporate solar and helping more, homeowners or businesses transition to solar. So if you're looking to connect with me, the best way to do that is at renewabledreamsolar.com, and you'll find my contact information there as well. What I wanted to mention was that Kim actually helped me reach out and begin the process of connecting with the Fremont Chamber of Commerce. Now, that's about as far as it's went is an email right now. But yesterday I had a conversation with the president of the Fremont Latip chapter. This is a networking chapter that I used to participate in. And So we just started the conversation around digital networking, and I'm going to see if I can get some of those people to hop on our Thursday networking events.
Okay, let me make a comment on that. Sunil is very excited about this progress that we're making, guys, because obviously I'm up here with the Lafayette Chamber. Kim is with the Walnut Creek Chamber. Then Sunil is down in Sunnyvale and has a big presence there. So we're starting to take over territory. You know, we're expanding our territory and connecting territories. So I would say Fremont is super cool for you, Adam, because you know, when you start to invite people to Fremont Chamber mixers using your meetup, they can come from Sunnyvale, or they could come from Oakland, or even, you know, Walnut Creek. So you're, I think, you know, in a pretty cool position there to reach out to us and ask us to also post, you know, your events on our meetup groups.
Awesome.
Because don't forget, what we always hear in our meetup masterminds, hey, anybody know a good room here, a good room there? Well, when you belong to a local chamber, you not only have a good room, you have a credible room, you have a place to go, you have a staff that love to help you promote whatever you're doing in their room, if it will help them to create more Chamber of Commerce awareness. It gives you an instant room and their support promoting you. So these are all just, you know, great things. So again, you know, don't forget, Meetup is really a form of an invitation. That's what meetup.com is. That's why it's grown so fast. That is exactly what it is. It is an invitation online to meet about something, about a thing that may be of interest, right? That's what
I forgot
Meetup.
that little keyword in my elevator speech this morning.
Good. And I love the word invite, you know, and that's why they're there. They want to network. So you're just giving them more of what they want. They want richer networking, richer connections. They're asking for it. That's why they're there. And if you're there saying, hey, I want to help you get more of this, if you need solar or not, we can still become friends in commerce if we're both in, you know, extending our networking here at the chamber to digital networking. Why not do that? And what we're doing is we're helping people orient themselves to our new digital networking. And I say ours because we are thought leaders in digital networking. We are ahead of the game, and we are doing peer-to-peer mentoring on digital networking to help people get oriented, because the more oriented they get, the more we build up our audience and our ability to communicate and build friendships with them. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
So good work on the outreach. You know, I know you're going to have a lot of support from Sunil on that, Adam. And then Kim, are you there? Oh,
Yes,
somebody else to
thank
join us. Let me see. Oh,
unmuting.
Gibson. Didn't mean to leave you hanging there, Gibson. Let me promote you to a panelist.
Can I ask a question, Mike? Actually, that just sorry.
Yeah, sure.
So on our, because I know that this meeting is set up as a webinar format. So you actually have to promote people to come in to the meeting.
Yeah, this is the choice.
And
Go ahead. I think I know.
on Thursday, when we're talking to people about that event, because I had mentioned to some people that, you know, it's like a digital networking event. You'll be able to come and give their little, here's some guest. That's my question.
Okay, let's talk about that. if that's okay, guys, Kim and Gibson, let me just take a minute. I've made a decision. Let me tell you about it. It's an optional decision, and I can add to it. I personally chose, knowing my option with Zoom. And by the way, I'm just going to say that Sunil and I are going to a thing called Zoomtopia, and that is October 10th in San Jose. And that is for real high level Zoom users in the future Zoom, and much more learning of the technology and everything that's there that we can all use, and how we can make the most of it. Okay. Now, the reason I like webinar, even though I have to upgrade people from attendee to panelist, I kind of like that for two reasons. One, I'd like to invite new people to Cheers, which is the free networking meeting, because then we have the paid boot camp. And so I kind of like the concept of having panelists. People have earned their spot on the panel by attending the boot camp, so that they can come to the Cheers meetings not as just an attendee where they can chat introductions to other people and we can do speed chat networking, but you guys can earn the right to be panelists by, you guys are all in already, but to earn the prestige, the authority of being a panelist. Now, the other thing about webinars, I can't do a live stream directly to YouTube from a meeting. I can only do it from a webinar. So I can't do it from a meeting. What I believe Sunil does, he uses the meeting level, and then they're saved directly to Zoom Cloud. Okay. And again, this is part of the coaching, guys, to how to make the most of Zoom for your digital networking. But I like the idea of saving on YouTube, because then I get YouTube juice, Google juice. Google owns YouTube. So I get content on YouTube, not just on Zoom. Google doesn't care about Zoom. They care about YouTube. And so that's kind of my thinking. I may upgrade so that I could do both. But I also like to teach people that it's not how much you sell, it's how much you keep, how much profit you keep. So I have spent 5 years finding every way to shave off expenses, bootstrap, help people to get started with the least risk to marketing dollars, to stretch every marketing dime into a marketing dollar. So I'm always all about helping people to save money and be able to, test as effectively as they can. So those are just a couple of options. Can I switch to the meetup format? I can, but I think right now I'm probably going to stick with the webinar format, Adam, for now.
What about giving people a little bit of a scarcity, like the first 10 guests or the first 5 guests that hop on will be, we'll get their chance to be, promoted.
This is your guys' meeting, because what we're doing is we're doing this as a collaboration. We're facilitating collaboration. So, okay, now I'm going to type this up, Adam. Adam, well, I think I'm going to. I can.
Hi, Mike. Hi, everyone. It's Gibson here.
Hi, Gibson. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you.
Thanks for coming today.
Yeah, good.
So we're going to let you introduce yourself in just a second, and also Kim Ryle. So Kim was here first, Gibson. So, and I don't think you've met him. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to ask Kim to go ahead next. And Kim, would you do your elevator speech for everybody? And then we'll ask Gibson to do the same thing.
Okay, that's cool.
Kim, are you here?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you. And normally I would probably yield to a guest of yours, but I'll take this. Mine is not very long. And I'd first like to thank, one of the things that, just let me give you a little bit of a preface before I roll into my elevator speech. I've been fortunate to have been involved with a number of B Corp networking groups. B Corp is a status that a number of businesses have right now. B is for, it's just the letter B. B is for benefit. And a number, almost 2,500 businesses in the world right now are recognized as a benefit corporation. Essentially, it means that their mission is not just making money, but they have essentially a triple bottom line. They're interested in, of course, financial sustainability and progress, but also they have an environmental and a social equity component. They're working to be not only some of the best companies in the world, but some of the best companies for the world. I've attended a number of networking events, and the way that they start each event or networking luncheon or gathering is with gratitude. We go around the room and we thank each other or those people that have someone to thank or be grateful for. That's what is started. So first, I'd like to thank Adam. So in keeping with the B Corp ethic, I'd like to thank Adam for meeting with me. I think it was last week or a little bit beyond that. We had a wonderful meeting and have a number of points that we're working to develop for both of our benefit. And I'd also like to thank Melody for linking with me on LinkedIn. That just came in the other day. Thank you. Looking forward to getting to know you a little bit more and seeing how I might be able to support what you're doing in real estate. So with that, let me just give you a little introduction. I'm Kim Ryle. My background is sustainability education for businesses, and currently I offer social media marketing solutions. Like it or not, people are talking about your business online. Like many business owners, you may not know how you appear on all the various media to prospective customers. We can show you how to use your good name and social selling to bring more business straight to your door or your website or your storefront. And my business name is socialsmartmedia.com. Also, if you have limited time and you're interested in making connections quickly, I'd like to invite you to a free digital Cheers meetup. Could I invite you to our Cheers meetup where everyone learns your name?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, that's the reason why we are here, support each other and see how we can help each other to, grow and develop whatever business we're involved in. Yeah, so that would be great. That would be great, Kim.
Guys, let's remember that we want to get the most out of this. So please also feel free to use the chat box to drop your digits in there, your information, your info, like your digital business card or whatever, so that we can, as an invite, like Kim just did to Gibson. Good job on that, Kim. That was it's good practice, guys. So I think the more we practice doing it, that's what this is for too, is to not only do it, but to practice doing it. So so Kim used gratitude and an invitation. Thanks for that, Kim. Okay, Gibson, let's see. Oh, Kim, any update on, did you get to any case study experience with local network? Oh, the BNI group. You didn't get to the chamber, but talk a little just quickly about your BNI, because it's any local networking is going to increase your odds of achieving and maximizing your success. I happen to like local chambers because they really expand out to the community and they need our help right now. That's an opportunity for us. And but we're wide open any good professional networking. So Kim, could you kind of mention the BNI?
Sure. One of the benefits, thanks, Mike. And by the way, it's Mike's inspiration was and guidance guided me to join my local chamber. It was something I was thinking about doing, but Mike essentially made a very strong case because I didn't really remember all the benefits that come with a chamber membership. And I'm finding that it's the benefits, the dividends are starting to pay off fairly quickly. So by joining the local Walnut Creek Chamber here, I was approached at a ribbon cutting. By the way, I also became a chamber ambassador. I was invited to become a chamber ambassador when Mike and I met with the membership director, and she realized the value that we could be bringing in what we're talking about right now, the digital networking and digital mega mixer opportunities. And so I, at an event, I was approached by a woman who is an insurance agent who also is a member of a local BNI group. And she said, Kim, we're in need of a social media. We have a slot for a social media solutions professional. Would you be interested? So 2 days later, I found myself being introduced at a BNI group and am strongly considering joining, and just opened the door to that very quickly opened the door to just another group of 30 people that I would not have had access to had I not grounded myself with the local chamber. So that's a great example. And I think a number of other opportunities and case studies are going to come up fairly soon.
Yeah, because you collected business cards, and so now we're gonna invite those people that choose to learn and help them become oriented about expanding their BNI networking to digital networking as well, right?
Exactly.
All right, well, let's move on now. Gibson, I think there's people here who have not met you yet. So go ahead, Gibson, and if you would be kind enough to give us your elevator speech. And if you want to invite people to connect, please do that as well.
Okay. Yeah. My name is Gibson, as Mike has just mentioned. Currently, I'm in the United Kingdom, in Birmingham. That's where I live, and I'm okay. Sorry. My partner, she came in and she was talking to me. Yeah. So as I was saying, I'm from the United Kingdom, and I've got the background in health and social care. I've been doing the health and social care for the past almost 10 years. And 2 years ago, I decided to do something different with the technology and the internet. I thought, there was some kind of restriction with the job I was doing. So at the moment, I'm currently growing a digital agency. I specialize in video marketing, growing businesses, helping small business owners to grow their business with video marketing. And yeah, that's what I've been doing. So I've been doing this for the past 2 years, and as a small business, and with all the challenges and all that, but we are making progress slowly but sure. And I think I met Mike about three months ago. And yeah, so I think I'm really impressed with the networking and the collaboration through, you know, the mastermind training and meetup like this. So yeah, so basically that's me.
Okay. All right, very good, Gibson. Thank you for that. I would invite you to network maybe with Kim, since you guys are both, social media, digital media, and Gibson is in the UK, Kim, and with our meetup groups, it's in our global business mastermind. So even then. Kim is right here, Gibson. So he and I are very connected and in an ongoing basis. And we really are looking at the marriage of the Walnut Creek Chamber and the Lafayette Chamber. And since, to go back to this picture, I just want to burn this picture into you guys' minds, because this is the essence here, guys, of, this is people showing up. And look at that sea, that wall of people. Everybody, almost 500 people, and everyone is there to network. What we want to do is we want to go there. We want to be part of helping them achieve what they want there in person, meet them, and helping them get more of what they want and more of why they went there. With gratitude and with invitations to become oriented to expanding their one chamber membership, 10x, a force multiplier of 10 by using and becoming oriented to digital networking. What a blessing that can be to people, to really help them to understand that. And we can do that with them and for them. That, like I say, gives us that second bite at the apple. If they're not interested in something that we're offering at the moment, but we can give them as a friend something that we know they want, they're going to remember us for it. They're going to stay connected to it. And that is just a huge win for everybody. Does that make sense, guys?
Mm. So Mike, I'm also part of the Chamber of Commerce here in the United Kingdom in Birmingham, and we usually meet up. So how can I introduce this concept to the group? How would you advise how I can go about introducing?
Let's go through that.
Sure.
Because guys, this is the simplest possible way, I believe, on the planet Earth to do this. I mean this sincerely. I cannot think of another way that is easier. So one, go to meeting, say hi, collect a card. Okay. Then two, reach out to them. And here's a suggestion with a little coaching lesson. That's an option. Okay. Is I would then reach out digitally to them with an email. Email an invitation to something. It could be to your offer, your agency, how you can help, or to our cheers meeting, okay, because it's free. All right. Now, here's one thing that I do optionally, and this is really cool, guys. After I send out an email invitation to somebody, here's what I do. I give them a call. And the call is super simple. Hey, Gibson, it's Mike. We met at the chamber meeting. I just sent you an email, but since we hadn't connected yet, I didn't want it to go to spam. So it may have gone to your spam folder, but it's an invitation, and I think you're really going to get a lot out of it. So please just check your spam folder, make sure that you get it, And then if that's of interest, I'd love to talk to you more or network with you more or meet you at the next chamber meeting. So just wanted to say hi and let you know it's there. Thanks. Bye. Think about that. What a thing to do. It's smart. It's easy. It makes sure that it doesn't go to spam. It shows you're a human. And you could say in the email, I am going to call you up later on just to make sure you got this. So now they might even reach out to you and go, well, he's going to call me anyway, so I might as well reach out and say hi or whatever. So now if you invite them, and let's say you offer them your social media, agency services, and let's say they're not ready for it, fine. But what did they do? They went to your local chamber in the UK to network. So invite them to extend that networking that they want. To come to our cheers meetings on Thursday or Saturday to learn more about the new economy, learn more about digital networking and about sending out invites. So now, guys, it is 10:08, like Sunil often does. We've run over a little bit here. I do want to technically end the meeting. I'm not going to stop the recording because I'm going to offer you, but I do like to offer 1 hour marketing options. So I do try and keep these down to 1 hour, and anybody's got to go. We totally understand, it's about an hour, but if you want to stay for the Q&A or, whatever, please, I'm going to stay here. Anybody else who wants to stay. I'm going to keep recording for anybody so they also have the option. But, here's a couple of things I wanted to show you guys real quick before we go. Now, this is the company I use right here, and I'm going to paste this into the chat box, okay? But you do need to contact me to be able to qualify for this. And this is, they're proud that they bootstrap. And since their founding in 2016, how difficult it is to bootstrap a company, they're offering a free account to other people who need to bootstrap. I think that is the coolest thing in the world. It's free. I've been using this company for years. I love them. They have great customer support. And instead of paying, $200, $300, $400 a month for, like Infusionsoft, some of these companies for CRM, this one, I think it's like $39 a month, but they have lower programs too. I think they have programs that are as low as 20 or 25 a month. And that's by the honor system after you're making money. Okay. So, they're a really cool company just from this offer. So if that helps anybody, I wanted to show you guys that. And I had something else I wanted to show you too. That if you're interested in learning more about Meetup, because like I say, Meetup is a place where you're invitations
out there.
What was that? Who's this?
Sorry about that. Something popped up from my screen. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No problem, Gibson. We're all good with that. It's kind of the working and living in the new economy. It's part of our lives, and our work are all kind of coming into one thing. So yeah, these are things I wanted to share with you guys, and I want to make sure that you guys are getting everything out of these meetings that you want to get. So is there anything that you want to ask me or share with me or conform the meetings for you so that you guys all get the most out of this that you possibly can?
Mike, this is Melody. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I have a question about the interview. How to leverage the interview that you give on LinkedIn for our business and or for chamber networking.
Okay, great. LinkedIn has changed because of the new economy. And now the little interview I did with you was really kind of a one-off targeted just for you, that particular thing. I wanted to have it to see if you wanted to use it, you know, for your chamber your first chamber networking. But you know, I'll do another one with you, Melody, just so you know that's you know, maybe better targeted for the big picture and working in the new economy. Now, the new economy changed everything, the way we work, the way we live, and that includes big companies like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is now much more of a digital media company and what they call a resource company. They used to promote resumes on LinkedIn. That was in the incumbent economy, but now that freelancers and the freelance work has grown so dramatically that now LinkedIn wants us to promote ourselves more like resources in the new economy. And somewhere I had the statistics. I don't know if I can find it, but so the way you position yourself on LinkedIn as a go-to resource. So when I interview you about what you offer as a real estate school. And then you post that on your LinkedIn profile because it's on YouTube. So now you've got a YouTube video and you can post that directly to LinkedIn. And now for the first time ever, people can watch a LinkedIn video without having a LinkedIn account. Here's the thing about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is literally the last place they go before they actually hire you. So here's what I mean by that. And it may be the first place too, okay? I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is this. Let's say that you meet somebody at a chamber mixer, okay? And then you email them and then you invite them and then they think, wow, she got this real estate school. That sounds great. Oh, let me check out her LinkedIn profile. So before they actually send the check, the last thing they're going to do before they send the check is check your LinkedIn profile. Is it current? Is it in conformity? Is it in sync with who they think you are? And so that's why it's really, really important that you have the right LinkedIn profile about the resource that you're offering and what LinkedIn wants you to do to get more juice on LinkedIn is to produce content about you living or working in the new economy, about being this resource, this real estate school resource. So the interview that I do with you is to post there. Plus, we're starting Get New Clients, and that's the name I came up with. Get New Clients, easy for me to say and spell, is the LinkedIn group, the new LinkedIn group. Now, LinkedIn is just also changed LinkedIn groups. And so so that's another place that you can post it. So I would look at that, Melody, as a client magnet is what it's called. And that means it's attracting clients to you. It's magnetic. It draws people to you. So what LinkedIn is doing, they're using in the new groups, they're using more notifications than ever. So if you belong to a LinkedIn group, you get little notifications that, hey, Melody just posted something about, the school or about real estate or anything you want. And you can post it on your LinkedIn profile. So you get higher ranking on LinkedIn. With me, you'll also get higher ranking on YouTube and, of course, then also on Google. And, you can download it. You can post it on your website. So those are some of the ways that you can use the interview. And you can use it in email invitations. You can put it a link to it right in your email signature, like I do. So you can put a link in your email signature. There can be your book cover. If you want, with the video interview, people can click on it and it'll take them right to your interview. So these are some of the many ways that you can use these linked interviews that I do.
Awesome. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Anything? Okay, so what I'm going to be doing for this September boot camp, I'm going to be creating more digital homework of videos. For example, Sunil and I are producing a video homework on how to use collaborations on Meetup to grow your audience so that you can actually swap postings with somebody else who has Meetup groups, that they can post your Meetup on their Meetup, and then you return the favor, because then you get the chance to do another webinar. So every time you promote an actual live in-person meeting, I should say, then you get the extra credit. So that's why every time there's a chamber mixer, I always post it on my Meetup group so that I can have people say, oh, I'd like to go to that. They go on Meetup and I got them, and I can communicate with them through Meetup, and I get the credit. So now I can post a webinar and Meetup. So there's a lot of wins for doing it these ways. And so the simple combination, in summary, guys, is to go to your local chamber, say hi, make the connection. They see you're real people, collect a card, send them an email invitation, and invite them to either something of yours, to open, to register, to receive, to chat, something of yours, or something of the groups, so that if you are, let's say you're not comfortable in selling, just invite them to Cheers, where everybody learns your name, because now you've got a whole group of people who will get to know you, who will learn who you are, who will support you, because we always want to treat anybody who comes to Cheers exactly the way that they would want to be treated in front of their most valuable and important prospect or client. So really, we are trying to be a group support system to help people to convert leads into sales. And the simplest thing to do to help people get oriented to digital networking is simply to invite them to the already existing Cheers meetings. And again, you can use new business cards that you collect at this week's networking that you go to, or you can take off those crusty old cards and all the people that you missed, blow off the dust, and use those old business cards or missed opportunities and invite them to Cheers, because you're giving those people exactly what they want: more networking. Digitally, you're making friendships, and when they know you and like you, then you got a better chance to sell them to. And don't forget, we've got the affiliate program on Cheers, so that even your old dusty cards can become a profit center for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. By the way, this is Kim. I wanted to tag on to Adam's question about webinars versus meetings and perhaps the level of participation available. Although at the Cheers meeting, there are two levels, non-panelist or observer and panelist. And even as a non-panelist, as what we're doing right now, there's a way to connect with people in the chat box, share information that helps the connections happen quite readily. And that could be a very valuable thing, even for people who are, observers and not yet panelists. I'll circle back with Adam and just establish that too. But I think Mike's approach here with with using the Zoom meetings and having kind of a 2-tier level is absolutely brilliant. And it offers something for everyone. And for those people that want to make a modest investment, it could pay huge dividends. And even if they're only coming for free, they still have a way to connect and make valuable connections. So anyway, I just wanted to underscore the value of what we already have, and I'm more than happy to keep it going the way it is.
Yeah, and think about how easy it can be if you're the person that invites somebody to a Cheers meeting for free, and they get what they want, more networking, and there they meet all your friends, all these people, and they want to be part of our group energy, right? And then they upgrade to the boot camp. Now all of a sudden that's a profit center. So, I mean, guys, I hope you really are getting this vision, because I really, really think this is the easiest way and has the greatest odds of achieving success, because I don't say that lightly. I say, I get that doing digital networking alone, that's hard. It's kind of an all or nothing scenario. You hear all these pitches. Oh, so big, the whole world is your oyster, and da da da. Yeah, but it's hard to not be spinning your wheels. It's hard to get traction. You can't start in 5th gear. You got to start in 1st gear. Okay, you get traction, local networking, make connections, get people that are like you and say thanks to you, and people that are testimonials, and people will hire you. Now you get proof of the pudding. You get a track record of success. Now you've got traction. You can move to 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th gear, 5th gear until you're flying down the freeway. So that's just a great way to increase your odds of achieving success, A. And the other thing is to create that force multiplier of how to take your one chamber membership and turn it into 10x. So to teach your chamber about, orient them about digital networking, and then start to reach out to the chamber in the next town, the town below you, above you, next to you, wherever you are, until you have 10 chambers, and now you've got a mega digital networking group, as many as 500 of your ideal prospects in your audience. Okay.
Mike,
Yeah.
yes, and the quicker we can grow the Cheers group, the quicker we all can find potential connections that can add value for everyone. So I'll just close with the best way that we could grow this group would be for everyone to try to bring 1 or 2 people to the next meeting.
Exactly. And that's a good homework assignment. Think of one person you can reach out to bring them and introduce them to your friends right here. And if you could do that, like Melody said, when I first talked about the mega chamber, I said, wow, that looks like fun. It is fun. And like you said, Melody, too, about, going with a group of musicians. That was fun. In fact, what Kim and I talked about really was, am I working?
Right.
So, so when I go and I, invite Kim to a free networking breakfast, I like Kim. I like the people I'm taking there to the chamber breakfast for free. Is that work, or am I having fun, or am I working? When I go to a mega mixer and there's food and drink, am I working, or am I having fun? Well, and when by the way, guys, sometime, and I got to give you the heads up on this, at some point in October, my wife and I are going to Thailand for a week, and or maybe 10 days. But my intention is to do either Cheers or the boot camp from Thailand, just like Sunil did when he went to the environmental meeting in Rome, and he still held the the networking. Now, when I do that, and I'm staying at the pictures are a 5-star hotel for like, I think it's like $30 a night or something. I mean, it's just crazy. And when I do that, am I working or am I having fun? I'm not sure. But, you know, I want you guys to think about that. And I think that's a pretty good question to be thinking about. You know, how can we make this the most fun possible and still be quote unquote working? That make sense?
Yes.
Makes sense to me. I think it's a great question to ask people when you're doing the networking, and because they're there probably at least a little bit because it's what they enjoy, making new connections, more friends, etc. So if I think for some people, if they could do that on a regular basis and grow their business in a very enjoyable way and means, that that's the kind of business that many people are working to be in, right? And so the fact that you're having fun and enjoying and it's satisfying work, that just adds to probably your own effectiveness. So, and there's some research that supports that strategy. So anyway.
Well, when I'm here with you guys, I know you, I like you, I trust you, I have fun with you. I get to introduce new stuff. You get to introduce new stuff to me. That's fun. I love being the bearer of good news. That's actually was my aptitude. That's when I first became a publicist. I loved sharing good news with people. And what is more good news than to show people that there is an abundance of leads, but leads without conversions equals waste. But there's an abundance of leads, and we're going to bring the digital networking to help convert the abundance of leads to new clients. And that's what we're here for, and that's what we're all going to be able to accomplish together. So it's going to be fun, especially it's going to be super fun when you're making the kind of money that you really want to make. So it's 10:30. I want to keep this wrapped up. So I'm going to end the meeting now, unless there's any final thoughts. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. And thanks, everyone. I've just sent a link, my LinkedIn link. I don't know if you've got that. If you wish to connect with me and know a bit more about me, you can connect with me if you wish on LinkedIn. That'll be great.
I'm also going to send you guys the chat report. I found out from Zoom how to do that. Even if I do webinars, I can still get that chat report. So I'll send that off to you guys as well. So thanks, guys, for being here, and cheers.
Cheers.
Mike.
Cheers.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks,
Okay.
Mike. Thank you, Kim. Thanks, Melody.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
You too. Congrats on everything, Melody. The anniversary, the closed sale, all the good stuff coming your way. We just want more of that for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll connect separately about all your other questions, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.